Hello. Oh gosh, where'd that come from? But hello. Also, where's my water? 1 second. But hello, everyone. Welcome to version 6.0 or 6.8 of Gems of War. 1 second. I need to go get water. Alright, problem solved. Anyways, what a start. But of course, we got version 6.8 today. Not a treasure hunt rework, unfortunately. However, it does bring a kind of good bad mechanic. I've already messed around with it for about like 20 minutes or so off stream, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's definitely slows down the pacing of battles. However, it does make pure factions easier than ever, and it also can give you some much needed loot that you might be missing on. But anyways, let's start by reading the patch notes and go from there, as we got a bit to farm. We do have a bit. Let's see. Or at least just to see how it is tonight. So we're probably going to go for a couple hours tonight. We'll see exactly how long. But first things first, let's read through the entirety of the version 6.8 patch notes. Actually, before I do, let's say hello to everyone, and then we'll go through that. Hello, hope all of you have been doing well. Hello, Roman. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Logic Slayer. Also, we'll hand out a few redeem codes tonight. Actually, so much so. Let's go just do one right now. We'll hand out a few tonight, as we did finally get the patch. It is patch day after all. Let me go post the first one in right now, and we'll hand out two more a little bit later. Anyways, deeds are cheaper now. Oh, are they? Oh, that's huge. Oh, too bad for everyone who's been buying deeds. Are they really cheaper now? Oh gosh, I haven't seen a deed one yet. I saw that you could get 3 Nishas for 500, which means you can get a full Nisha medal for 1,500. I got an offer for one of them. I did deny it. I probably should have went for it. I'm still not sure. Because I'm not sure how like often they really occur. Because I've already gotten like 2 angels and 3 merchants. I'm still showing 0-0 because I'm just counting what we have on stream. But I've already gotten a couple merchants and a couple angels already. Oddly enough, angels were supposed to be rarer. They're happening at like the same rate. At least for me. Unless I'm getting lucky on them. Hello Tyrion. Hello Roman. Hello Nightmare. And angel's definitely the one you want to see the most. Unless you get a really good merchant offer. Hello Andrew. And we'll be going over that in a second. Hello Demodor. Hello Michael. Hello Jonian. Hello Anthony. Hello Cookie. Hello Draco. Hello Dwight. Hello Addict. Hello who else hello to? Hello Mitt, and hello everyone else. Welcome. Okay, so let's start reading the version 6.8 patch notes. As there's a bit of stuff here, that's for sure. Unfortunately, no treasure hunt rework I was hoping for. But anyways, new opening tutorial sequence. This I probably don't need to read. It probably just applies to like brand new players, and you'll experience brand new players won't even notice that's any different. So you know, just better tutorial sequence. Anyways, new pop-up tutorials. That's also not relevant. Anyways, Wandering Merchant System. This is the patch. Here's the actual patch. We have added a new random encounter system that can trigger at the end of non-boss battles in Explore and Delves. So basically, this means all of the battles leading up to the final battle before within Explore, and all the battles leading to the final battle within a Delve. As in, you know, basically, in both situations, everything except the final battle. In the case of Explore, anything except the final battles, as there are theoretically 3 final battles you can have. One is, you know, the standard one that you always have against the legend. The second one is if you get a mimic. The third one is if your mimic becomes a bigger mimic. So those 3 it won't apply onto, but everything else, like all the battles, the 4 battles leading up to that point, it can trigger to. Similar for Delves, you could trigger on absolutely any room except the very, very last one, which is considered the boss battle room. So in those situations, it can trigger. For whatever reason, does not occur in PvP. It also does not occur when you're doing quest lines or anything, only specifically in Delves and Explore, which is actually a first for something that is only in those 2 locations. Generally, it's also in a few other locations if it's in locations like that, but it's the first mechanic that is only specifically in those 2, which means you're mostly utilizing it in Explore, obviously. However, this does make pure factions easier. As we'll see, some of these are actually buffs. There's something you'll generally ignore when you're doing Explore, obviously, but in other circumstances will actually be really, really good. But anyways, so first things first. The Wandering Merchant system has a 15% chance to trigger at the end of non-boss battles. There are 4 different types of encounters that the player may end up occurring. First is the merchant. He will offer you 2 offers. One is cost gold, the other costs gems. Obviously, the gem one is better. The gold one is, I haven't seen anything good on it yet, but who knows, maybe there is something good. I saw like pet food. I think I saw some ingots there or something. I haven't seen anything particularly enticing, but we'll just have to wait and see. As I've not seen too much of the drop table, that's what we're doing the stream for. We're going to be going for a couple hours and seeing what kind of drops we can end up getting, what their rates are, everything like that. Pretty sure someone has already data mined like the entire list and posted it somewhere, but until then, if they haven't already, we will go and just see firsthand and just kind of see what we have. Players may choose any of the deals or refuse them. And next is the genie. These you can pretty much ignore. The genie and the daemon, ignore them completely. These will end up giving you a buff or debuff to the enemy, and for the most part, you never want to take them unless you're doing like a really hard faction where you need it for the extra buff. These 2 are super annoying, and I wish there was a way to disable them, as in Explore, 99% of the time, they are just a complete waste of time, and you don't want them. They do make pure factions easier, so if you're doing, like, trying to get to 500 pure faction, either up to that point or doing the 500 pure faction itself, it does make doing those battles easier, though it will not help on the hardest battle of the final fight, as they cannot occur then. But I believe these buffs, if they occur beforehand, they do apply for the entire delve, so as long as you get one on one of the previous battles, it would be nice. One thing that this might even make is it might actually make it more enticing to do more battles, as you might end up getting one of these buffs, and that can end up helping you in the final battle. Anyways, and then there's the Angel, which it says is rare, though I've seen it as much as the Merchant so far. But basically, it's almost like the Merchant, but you get it for free. However, what it offers is sometimes better, sometimes worse. So far, the best thing I've seen of it was a double Anu, which was pretty cool. 2 Anus for free. The other offer I saw prior, I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't that good. So much so I don't even remember what it was. But it definitely has potential to be good, and I'm curious what kind of things you can end up getting from the Angel, as it's literally just free loot on top of what you would already be getting. Players can choose to encounter without engaging with it. Yeah, you can just ignore it. You generally want to ignore most of them. Merchant and Angel are the only 2 good ones, with the Merchant being situationally good and the Angel just always being good. Once the encounter menu has been closed, it cannot be reopened, so once you've canceled it, you cannot end up going back. It's gone forever. And if a player currently has a Nomapalooza running, Wandering Merchant encounters will not appear. Oh wait, I didn't read this earlier. Oh wait, that's huge. Oh, I thought they were doing this to like nerf Nomapalooza. And it's not a nerf to Nomapalooza. This is not the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 1000th nerf to Palooza. They specifically made sure it's not on Palooza. Okay, that's cool. Because I was expecting this to be like, oh, they're trying to like curve down the rate of loot. So it will go through like this very lengthy menu in order to cut it down a little bit on time of how much you can spend. But no, you actually do not get these in Palooza. That's actually really, really good. Because obviously they would drastically slow down the pacing of battle. They already do, which is slightly concerning. So anyone that does a lot of Explore, you might notice that your rates of loot might actually be lower. Though with all the other loot that you're getting, offsetting it, it's probably quicker. Though I don't know. I haven't tested for long enough to really know. But I know I got a double Anu already, so I don't know. That's better than most of the Explore 12 chests you would have gotten. And it only took a few seconds to claim it, so it wasn't that bad. Though you get a lot of them that are just useless, of course, that just don't really do anything. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And just mess around with it some. But that's the main feature of this patch, basically, are these Wandering Merchants. There's even 3 achievements associated to it, which we haven't gotten down to, though I've already earned 1 or 2 of them, I believe. Definitely got the Angel. They've gotten the Angel like 3 times already in like 20 minutes. It's supposed to be rarer, but it doesn't seem that rare to me unless I just got lucky. Flash offers have had a visual update to fit the new UI. I've not seen a flash offer, so I'm not sure. We have added new bonus rewards to some flash offers. Bonus rewards are extra items that players will receive if the flash offer is purchased a number of times. Not all flash offers will contain a bonus reward, so this is pretty much pointless. It's just spending a lot of money on the game. Next, we have a new achievement. So basically, it wants you to find the Merchant 10 times, the Daemon 5 times, and the Angel at least once. General changes, we have added a button that will appear on the world map while a holiday event is running, making it easier for players to access the holiday event menus. So they end up adding that just to make it a little bit easier to get through the menu. And we have added new heroic gems to the game, which will apply to future stuff, so they don't have to keep updating. They've also done a couple bug fixes on the gigantic pile. They've probably added more than how many are listed here. However, of the things they have fixed, we have fixed an issue while changing a Guild Wars defense team that would cause the default Guild Wars attack team to change. We have fixed an issue when the Guild Wars unique defense troop was not always being awarded. Was that doing that? I think I was mostly getting the points for that. We have fixed an assortment of smaller issues. Okay. So, not much there. Mostly just some Guild War changes and some unknown changes. And there we go. So basically, yes, the Wandering Merchants is essentially the entirety of this patch. With that being said, let's start hunting some on stream. I did this for like about 20-ish minutes, maybe a little bit less before the stream. And actually it might have been a little bit less because we've only found 4 of the thingies. So it had to have been a little bit less than that. It wasn't that long, that's for sure. But anyways, let's see if we can get more of them. So we're just going to keep doing Explore Quick Kill, as with many things. This is just the quickest way to end up doing it. And we'll see if we can end up finding one. And hopefully end up finding one. Anyways, let me look back at chat. Pet food, ingots. Yeah, I saw ingots. Event keys for gold. Oh, event keys for gold's actually pretty good. I saw the pet food one. I ended up ignoring it because it didn't seem worth it. Though earlier on in the game, it might be if you're a little bit lower on food. I just feel like I have so much food for pets, I don't really need to be spending a little bit of gold on it. But I think I saw like 10 blue pet food for like 4,000 gold, which honestly, that wasn't that bad. Like if you needed pet food, that's not a bad offer. But later in the game, you just have so much of it that, oh no, it just doesn't seem worth it even for that cheap price. Let's see if we can finally get one of these. And I will be keeping track of how many merchants and how many angels we find to stream, even though I've gotten a few before the stream started. Just to kind of see exactly how many we end up getting ultimately. And also to get all the achievements. I definitely 100% want to make sure we get all the achievements done this stream, which should be very easy to end up doing, as neither of them are particularly hard to end up doing. So that's pretty much our goal here. And we're also still going to do the same standard things. We're going to go do the dungeon and whatever other dailies we still have to go clear out, which shouldn't be that many of them. I don't think we're missing that many, since the only one that's going to take the most amount of time is, of course, messing around with the faction. That's definitely going to take the most time out of anything. What's a genie? Oh yeah, there's the genie and the daemons. They just do a buff. You should pretty much ignore them every single time unless you're doing high-level delves, as they are a waste of time to bother taking their buff because of how many text boxes they have. Pretty much the second you see one, you just want to cancel out of the menu as quickly as you possibly can, which we will do as soon as we find one. Because I believe you just have to encounter them for the achievement. You don't actually have to claim their loot. Like, it's not like you have to do them like 5 or 10 times. You just have to find them and not actually engage with them. Come on, show us some of them. I was getting so many earlier. Where are all of them? We already got like 2 angels and 3 merchants off stream in a pretty quick amount of time. And now when we're actually streaming, it's like, nope, don't want to show any of them. They're in there somewhere. It's a 15% chance per battle, which means going through Explore 2 times, we would likely get 1. So they're out there somewheres. It's a 15% chance per battle, and there are 8 valid battles where it can occur. Everything except this mini-boss. But like these 4 right here, you can end up getting them on. I believe it occurs after the battle, not before. You came across a genie. Yeah, they're out there. There we go, we got one. Okay, which one did we just get? We got a merchant. So this is basically the new mechanic. So he gave me 2 options. Do I want to buy 4 gem keys for 9,000 gold, which honestly isn't that bad? Or 3 Urania for 60 gems? Yeah, you know what? Give me the gem keys. I'll take the gem keys. I think that's worth it. What does that come out to? That's like 2,000 something gem, or it's like 2,000 something gold per gem key. Like 2,250, I want to say. Somewhere around there. Oh, we got another one already. Alright, this one we have a genie. We're just going to ignore it. Yes, get out of here. You want to basically ignore every genie and daemon if you're doing a quick kill explore. They just give you a buff, which is only relevant for Underworld if you're doing high-level delves. So it's a great way to make delves easier, which there's already been... Oh, wait, I forgot. I need to go update the number. We now have merchants. So let's see how many merchants and angels we can get. I was getting about the same amount before, but apparently angels are drastically rarer. But I guess I got lucky on them earlier, as we've already seen like 2 or 3 of them. Definitely at least 2. And there is an achievement to finding X amount of daemons. I think I have to find 10 merchants, 5 daemons, and 1 angel for the achievements. So apparently the angel must be super rare then, even though I've already seen a couple. If that's how many you would need to get relative to the others. Also, hello, Malicious. Did you see the spy balloon get shot down? Oh no, I haven't been watching the news on that. Just took a genie for the heck of it. Skulls turned to blocks. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, there are a few buffs that seem kind of interesting. Either good, bad, or just change how you would end up playing slightly. For the most part, they're just not worth it for what we're doing right now, though. As we're mostly just trying to find the resource-based ones. As generally, when you're taking out Explore, you do not need an extra buff. Oh, so I just realized something funny. Anyone who's trying for like world record Explore 12 pacing now have to deal with the how much lag you'll end up getting, or how much delay you'll end up getting from one of these things appearing. Oh, that'd be so bad. Imagine being on pace for the quickest time ever, and then it's like, up here's a loot box you have to go cancel out of. But yeah, overall, the biggest downside of this patch, I wish there was a toggle on-off button for this. Because one downside, even though I believe it is an overall buff to the amount of loot, the biggest downside is that you are going to have to go cancel out of the menu a lot of times. And this will slow down the pacing of Explore and Underworld. Luckily, I don't do Underworld that much, so it won't really affect that too much, at least for me. But for Explorer, definitely will. And obviously, anyone who hasn't finished all their Underworlds. It'll both be beneficial and non-beneficial. It'll be beneficial in the sense that you can get very useful buffs that will help you be able to do the delves even easier than ever. But it'll also be slightly annoying because you'll keep getting a menu popping up. Because that means you're probably going to get like 2 menu pop-ups per delve. Because there are 8 valid battles in a delve, assuming you're doing every room, that can end up making it occur. So to have to deal with what is potentially 2 menus every single delve on top of all the other just battling that you would do, that's not ideal. So hello, Tommy. Welcome. That's pretty much our plan, at least initially. See what kind of drops we can end up getting here. See if we can get any worthwhile loot. I'm actually surprised, because when I was doing it off-stream for that short duration, we were getting way luckier than we were right now, that is for sure. I guess it was just lucky and not the actual drop rate. Is this about how much long I farmed off-stream? And in that time, I got, I believe, 3 merchants and 2 angels. And of course, canceled out all the buffs. However many occurred. Because they are very not worth it. At least for Explorer, anyways. Same with the Volpacia troops that have the options. They're cool, but they do take longer to cast. That's in general with a couple abilities, though, so it's not too big a deal. Okay, oh yeah, you're right! Hold up, someone was mentioning this earlier. Someone was mentioning you can now buy deeds for a cheaper price. And, yeah, you're right. Wait, what does the cost come out on this, then? So you need 50 of these for a deed book. Oh, you know what? I think I'm buying it. 50 gems each. 50 gems each. Before, the cheapest you could get it was 3 for 225. What does that come out to? What's 225 divided by 3? That's like, 70-something. Like 75. Somewhere around there. But it's like 70-something. Now they're 50 each. That is not bad. That's still a lot, because if we break this down, let's just calculator it out, just in case I do math wrong in head. But basically, you need 50 of them, so they're 50 each. Wait, why didn't I just do this in my head? It's literally 50 times 50, which ends up coming out to, of course, 2,500. Wow, that is a super reduction. We're talking a difference between what used to be about 7,500, give or take a little bit if you got on discounts, to only 2,500. It is now viable to max kingdoms. Hold up. That's probably the biggest thing to happen this patch. Wait, that's huge. Yeah, I'm buying it every time. I think we're buying it every time. All right, let's put this into perspective, though. Let's say we find, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of gems. Okay, time to start taking tribute every single hour. But yeah, it is now actually viable for the first time ever to get deed books. Because we're talking 4,500 gems per deed book, which is still pricey, but kind of worth it compared to the previous, like, what, 7,500, whatever it was. That's a great reduction. No, it's still a pretty big reduction. Because we're talking a difference of, at max, 150 per to 50 per now. Because they were as high as 150 each. And now they are 50 each. So that's a maximum of a 3 times reduction. Though, yes, if you find them at their cheapest possible point, it's not as much of a discount. But you were very rarely finding them for like 25% off the VIP 6 bonus thing. And even then, that didn't make up too many of them. But now they are consistently only 50 gems each, which is a very solid reduction. Okay, Genie, we skip. But yeah, if you see the word Genie or Daemon, skip. It's not worth it. Unless you're doing unless you're doing Underworld. High-level Underworld. And even then, it would barely probably be worth it. I should probably show what a couple of them look like, though. But here's like one of the Genie buffs, for example. We can waste like about 20 seconds in order to either get bonus mana from blue gems, or we can eliminate 10% of the life at the start of battle from the enemy. Just for the fun of it. Oh, it takes a random one. Oh yeah, with the Daemon, you get to take both. With this one, you get to take a random one, right? So we just got this one. Gain some extra mana from blue. As you can see, that whole menu took us like, what, 10 seconds? It is obviously very not worth it. We're not even going to need blue mana this battle. Oh, I did a little effect over the blues as if we got like extra bonus. I see. That's kind of cool though. Like in premise, it's kind of cool. It's just a waste of time most times. Which is why we're just mashing out of the menu whenever we see Daemon or Genie. Because very rarely will they be worth it. And in the context of what we're doing right now, it is 100% of the time never going to be worth taking them. Only the merchants and the angels. Also, I want to see an angel. We haven't gotten an angel on stream. It's not yet. I got 2 before the stream started. And she dropped some really good stuff too. Like, I was actually really surprised. But apparently our drop rate's kind of rare. Even though we got lucky at her initially. But she dropped some pretty decent stuff. It's completely free too. It's not like the merchant where you have to spend some resources. It is completely free to obtain her offer. But you can only choose 1 of the 2. Which I haven't really seen a double offer that would make me decide much. Because so far, every time I've seen her, the 2 times this happened, there was a definitive choice. Like, one was like drastically better than the other. It's never been like 2 like tempting items. Like, it's never been like a toss-up between like tokens or like deeds or something. I'm not sure she gives deeds. Wait, can she give a free Imperial? That's pretty huge. The biggest thing I've seen her drop so far is a double Anu. And I can't remember what I got from the first one. I took a screenshot of it, though. I need to go dig it up. But I know the second one I had a double Anu on her, which is very good value. You had a choice between an Imperial or 100 writs? Why? I don't understand that to this day. Why do they keep making writs so bad? Like, do they not understand what the writs convert into? Because every single time they keep making writ-related things, the ratio of them is just horrifically bad. I don't understand why they do that. She can give Nishas and Imperials as well? Nice. I saw a triple Nisha offer. I was considering getting it. It was 3 Nishas for 500 gems. I did click the decline button. But it was one thing I was mentioning in the past. It's kind of probably worth it if they ever added it to the game, and they actually finally have. Even though I skipped off the very first one I've seen of it. Oh, also, we're at 2 merchants now. Make that 3 merchants. Which one do we want? Oh yeah, here's the offer I saw earlier. And the main reason I skipped on it... actually, let me pull it right now. Do you think that 3 Nisha is worth it for... or 3 tokens, Nisha tokens are worth it for 500 gems? Let's see. Do you think 3... I'm still buying it this time, I guess. Since I didn't the other time. I'm not sure. My biggest concern is I'd burn through gems too quick. But, do you think 3 Nisha tokens are worth it for 500 gems? Which basically means it's 1,500 gems per Nisha medal. Yes or no? Because I believe on the Anu, we ended up getting the response of no. That 500 gems for an Anu medal, which is basically 9 Anu tokens, is not worth it. But I always said in the past that if they ever had something like this, it might be worthwhile in order to get Nisha medals. Keep in mind, even though we have tokens to do that now, you will still be needing Nisha medals in order to get silver and gold. Because even though bronzes are really easy to get, the ratio of how many you're going to be getting of the other 2 means you're still going to be needing some Nishas to get gold medals on Mythics. Because you're not going to get enough just simply from, at least in the current state of the game, you're not going to get enough from just finding orbs. Because there's a 2% chance you'll end up getting the gold one, and you need a lot of them. With how many mythics are in the game, you need 109 of them, so definitely quite a bit. Yeah, the Orbs of Glory have definitely made it less needed, but they don't cover everything. Most notably, the final level of mythics. Like bronze, you're never going to need to spend a Nisha ever again, because you could either do 3 Anus or obviously a bronze medal, which you'll be doing in most situations. And then you're never really... You might not need it as much for the silver, between, you know, the metals and everything, but you're definitely going to need it for the golds at some point. Because the golds are not that common. Like, you're probably only getting like 1 or 2 of them per Vault event. And likely none in between unless you get lucky. And the rate of mythics coming into the game is almost that high as well. So you'd basically just be keeping up with the rate of mythics being added without actually getting any new ones unless you start spending some initial metals to upgrade them. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. At least initially, while we still have like 1 billion gems, I'll probably be getting them. I want to make sure we don't dip below 30,000 though. But I skipped on the first one, but I believe I am going to go take every single... I keep forgetting to update the merchant number. It's at 3. But I think I am going to be taking them, at least initially. Once our gem stack starts to dwindle like crazy all of a sudden, maybe we'll reconsider. But yeah, I definitely got to get better at taking tribute every hour again. I've been neglecting that. I've probably been only taking tribute like 3 or 4 times a day. But I think it's finally time to start doing it every hour again. Or at least most every hour. Because they have definitely increased the value substantially. Not that gems never have anything to be used on. Obviously, there's a billion things, but there's yet another gem sink on the many already existing ones. Where are all the angels at? We were doing so good on them earlier. We definitely got to get at least 1 angel this stream. I also want to get all the achievements this stream. We already got the angel one, obviously, because you only needed 1 for it. But we still haven't gotten the merchant or the daemon one. If the merchant 10 times, the daemon 5, and the angel once. We can actually see it right over here. Actually, it probably tells us how much progress we have on it too, though maybe not because we're been in game. Does it tell me? Oh no, it tell me on the other menu. Yeah, I found 5 merchants so far and 1 daemon only, which is funny because I found 2 angels already. You can actually see that we have the achievement right there. Encounter the angel 1 time, of which we've done it twice. We did that like right before the stream, as you can see. 7:46 p.m. Oh, Genie, no. Get out of here. You haven't found anything in Delves yet? Yeah, they did say on the patch notes it's in Delves. I haven't bothered doing it in Delves yet. Realistically, you should find 2 per floor. Because every battle, if you're doing every battle prior to the final, there are 8 possible battles where it can occur. With a 15% chance, that means you're going to find at least 1 per floor. Wait, why did I say 2? I forgot it's 15% chance. But you're going to find about 1 per floor with a 15% chance. Assuming you do every room, as you'll have 8 chances at 15%. So very likely you'll find 1 within a floor. Why are you doing low-level explore? Mostly to find them quicker. Obviously, we could be doing explore 12 or something similar. But I'm just doing low-level explore to cycle through the battles quicker. Also, I could probably be doing 1 dust devil. Once we find our 10 crowns, we might want to switch over to it. Because I believe the crown thing has enough to survive 20 damage, but everything else shouldn't. And luckily, these merchants aren't like durable or anything. They don't do anything other than come in between the battle. So we don't have to worry about them coming into a battle and making it annoying. Unlike the gnomes occasionally. The merchant pop-up is currently bugged. Crazy GPU utilization in terms go crazy if you leave it up for any amount of time. So be careful. Okay, well, I've been taking it pretty quickly, luckily. And all the other ones I've been mashing out of, like, instantly. Which one do we have now? We got a merchant again. What do we have? Neither. I think that's the first merchant we turned down this stream. He wanted to sell me 10 of those thingies, which I believe is the same rate as the daily, if you buy it from Dungeon. So if you need, like, more of it, it could be okay. But otherwise, you're generally just going to skip on that. And the other one was treasure maps, and for the very obvious reason, we do not need to be buying more of those. We do not need more treasure maps. We do not need any more treasure maps. Yeah, there are probably a lot of neither options. So far, I feel like I've bought from him half the time. And so far, the best thing I've seen from him are Deeds and Nisha. The 50 gold, the 50 gem Deeds and the 133 Nishas are definitely the best two I've seen so far. I haven't seen anything else from him that's good. Other than a few on the gold side that might be good for newer players, like the pet food and stuff. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, we did another merchant. Should probably add another number to our thing. Keep forgetting to track them. Let's see how many we get during the stream. I'm not going to be keeping a global number of how many we ever get of them. I'm just curious on launch day exactly about how many we're getting. Relative to like how much we grind for them. Please click. Please click. Gosh, I hate when I drag click. Because it then ends up not actually clicking. Oh, where's all the angels? I was apparently getting really lucky on them. They seemed kind of common, but apparently not. They actually are kind of rare. Also, it was really funny. It was off stream, but the very first battle I did was an angel. Like, I started up the game after the patch. I did one battle, and then I immediately got an angel. Then found an angel soon after. But literally the first battle I did with a Dust Devil Quick Kill was an angel. Now we're like half an hour in with none. So some of that was reading the patch notes. We're at bare minimum going until we get all of them. Or, you know, the 5 daemons we need, the 10 merchants we need. And we gotta find at least a single angel. Hopefully we'll get one of our good rolls. But she does have some pretty good things in her drop table. Hopefully we'll have the data mine of like what the full amount of loot is for everything from them. We'll probably cover a video on it tomorrow or something. But so far from what I can tell, the best offers are Anu off the Angel. Apparently someone said Imperial off the Angel. And off a Merchant is definitely Deeds and... gosh, what was the other one? And Nishas. Nishas are situational, though. But I would say with the reduced price in Deeds, they are 100% always worth it now. It is a drastic discount. Actually, do I have a Deed one to just show it comparatively? Do I have a Deed offer today? Offers. I do. Look at that difference. 2 deeds, or 1 deed for 150 gems, compared to a deed being only 50 gems, because it's not bloated with all the gold, which they value way too highly. But yeah, that's a difference of 3 times. It is 3 times cheaper. That is some pretty good value. But yeah, 3 times cheaper deeds, which means 3 times cheaper deed books. Which means it is actually viable to craft them now. Okay, we got another merchant. What do we have? Okay, oh, deeds. Yeah, take it. Every time. Every time I see deeds, I'm buying deeds now. We finally have a reason to. They finally made a way to farm deeds. Theoretically, it already existed, but now they made it a price that isn't, like, overly bloated. So I will go for it. I forgot to update the merchant thing again. I keep doing that. Also because it happens at the end of a battle. I keep expecting it at like a beginning of a battle for some reason. Which I guess in a way they're both kind of the same. But I mean, like the exact location where they occur is slightly different. Because after a battle would be right here. Well, right here. Whereas 2 menus forward would be at the beginning of a battle. Rainia, this one definitely isn't worth it. Because if you wanted this, you could just spend more during a, what's it called, event. So would we like to cancel a merchant? Yes. I mean, that's another merchant. Did I add this one yet? I don't think I did, but there we go. But yeah, Angel. Oh gosh, where are all my angels at? I got way too lucky earlier. They gave me false expectations for how many angels we'd be getting. Still haven't gotten one yet. Does the merchant offer Dragonite? Yes. It's 150 Dragonite for 30. Or sorry, it's 30 Dragonite for 150. I mean, instead of inverse order. It's the same price as the daily. I believe there's actually a few of them that are scaled that way. The Arania is scaled that way. The Nisha and Anu, assuming there even is Anu version, is scaled that way. What else is the other one that's scaled that way? But basically, a lot of them are scaled to what the daily thingy is. So I would say it's never actually worth getting the Curse Runes. Because if you wanted them, you could just get them off the daily thingy. If you wanted them in a pinch. But the same is for the Dragonite. I believe I did get one before the stream started. But the Dragonite one is the same ratio of what you would be spending from dungeons. So like the 300 dungeons, or the 60 for 300 that you get from dungeons. The same ratio is what you get from the merchant, which is 30 for 150. It's half as many, but the same cost. And most things seem to be scaled that way. The Nisha is, the Arania is, the Curse Runes and Dragonite are. So none of that seems to be overpriced, luckily. Though that doesn't mean all of it is worth going for. As you'll run into 0 gems very quickly if you do. But so far, I would say the only must-buy are deeds now. With Nisha's being questionably buyable. Yeah, I have heard some people mention the GPU thingy. Let me go see if I can bring up one of those GPU tracker thingies. Let's see. How do you even check it again? Wait, I actually have a tool on my thing, I believe, that checks it. I normally don't pay too much attention to it, but let me actually look at it while I'm doing the thing. I believe this checks my GPU usage. I want to see how high it goes up when we get a merchant. Okay, it's currently loading. Come on, bring up the menu. I never use this thing. How do I even bring this up? Wait, that's just to exit it. I don't want to exit. I want to go into the menu. There it is. All right. There's my GPU. It's currently going between like 20 and 30% usage. Okay, I'm gonna keep it up, and I'm gonna see where it goes as soon as we get a merchant. It's currently hovering between 20 and 30% usage or so. Let's see what happens the second we get a merchant. It's going from like 20 to 35 or so. It's only like a fourth to a third currently. We now have a merchant. It is now up to 40%. Oh no, it's not that bad. I guess if you have a computer that is like more in the mid or lower end. But yeah, it did go up. So we went from 20 to 35% usage to a persistent 35 to 40% usage. So it brought our usage up by like, what, a solid 10%? Maybe slightly more than 10%. But yeah, it's still only using like a third of what I have. So yeah, it's spiked up, but how much GPU do I have? I want to say 16. Actually, you should tell me on this menu. How much GPU do I have? Because if you only have 4 GPU or less, that could be an issue. Which a lot of phones might be. Yeah, wait, is that 62? No, that's RAM. Where's my GPU thingy? Wait, is RAM GPU? I don't know technical things too much. Because I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. Does that have any effect on GPU? I don't remember. Because if it is the case, if you're like 4 gigabytes or lower, that could be an issue. The merchant menu. Because it does spike up, definitely. Wait, graphics card is GPU? Okay, I don't know. I don't know technical things. Well, then why was someone mentioning GPU then? Oh, you mean the thingy I was referring to doesn't refer to the other thing. I see. I'm using the Vita currently. But yeah, it definitely does noticeably spike if nothing else. but not to any degree that's particularly relevant. Oh, it can, depending on your device. At least in our case, it's not particularly relevant. Like, it's not even getting up to half usage. And I'm running multiple things right now. We're running Gems of War, running the stream. RuneScape's in the background, AFK. Actually, we'll be streaming that again probably tomorrow. It's kind of become a Wednesday thing at this point, and I guess we're just sticking with it for now. There's a consistent Wednesday stream every week. As it seems to be what we've been doing with it lately, so might as well keep going with it. You're using an RTX 6700. Actually, I could tell you what I have. Let me go back to that menu. I don't know what it means, but I know I could tell you what it is. I'm using a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 2060. It's not even getting up to half usage. It's basically just getting up to a third. Yeah, that's what we have. How good is that? I have no clue. That's good enough for my needs. Does what it needs to do. I'll catch you later, Clip Bomb. Thanks for stopping by. But overall, I don't know. I wish there was a way to disable the Genie and Daemon. If there was a way to do that, I would like this patch a little bit more. My biggest concern is you're going to get way too many menus when you don't want them. Like, you kind of just need like a toggle disable option or something. Where you can go to and disable the, basically the new patch. Oh, finally, we found our first angel this stream. So, this is an angel. She gives you two options. One that is generally good and one that is generally so horrifically bad, why would you ever click it? So we have two choices, either red pet food or the correct option. So we shall click the correct option and get ourselves two deeds. But yeah, she has some pretty good loot. Someone said earlier she has an Imperial. Apparently she has a 2 deeds. I got a 2 annual from her earlier. I got some other drop from her earlier. I can't remember what it was, but it was something. Couldn't have been too relevant because I don't remember what it was. But yeah, she has some good stuff. And it's completely free. How many you'll find per hour, I don't know. I want to say if you're Explore 12 farming, I want to say 3. Because so far we've already found 3 within this hour. Though not all that time we were farming, so maybe like 3 to 4 per hour. I'm not sure exactly what her rate is, but I want to say about 3 to 4 angels. Let's say 2 to 4. You find like 2 to 4 angels per hour. Somewhere within that range. If you're doing like Explore spamming. Obviously slightly lower in other areas. Which, that isn't bad. Because that's some free deeds, that's some free Anus, that's some free other loot that she has in her drop table. Maybe an Imperial. Someone said it earlier, though I haven't seen it myself. There's definitely some good things in there. I believe someone said she has 100 writ drop, which is nowhere near as good as the deeds or the other thing, but, you know, at least it has some choice in what you can use it for. Like, there's no other good options there. Oh yeah, we did the patch overview at the beginning of the stream. For any of you that want it. It was pretty short. There wasn't much to read over. It could be summarized in... They added the merchant and... basically, it could be summarized in, like, this paragraph right here. Wrong tab. This one right here. Oh, I don't have it open anymore. But on the patch notes, like, literally the only thing you have to read is the paragraph that goes over, this. This one right here. The Wandering Merchant system. Like, this is the patch. Like, that's basically the whole patch notes. There's a bunch below and above it, but this is the only, like, particularly relevant thing, is the Wandering Merchant system. But basically, they added 4 things to the game. 2 of them are buff related, 2 of them are loot related, and you want to try finding the loot ones, the Merchant and the Angels. Merchant gives you a gold and gem offer that you can either accept or decline, sometimes good, sometimes bad, and the Angel ends up giving you just free loot. Often some pretty good juicy loot as well, though she is way rarer. So let me go hand out a second redeem code, and we'll hand out another one a little bit later this stream. Also, thank you everyone for stopping by the way. Hope you all have been having a wonderful week. And let me know what you think of the patch. We're going to be grinding a little bit more, and then kind of getting to some of our normal grind too, because we haven't even done the faction event yet, and all that good stuff, which is still pretty good value. Also, we'll be able to see the wandering merchants in there. Maybe I'll actually go for the buff, because we haven't really been using the buff. So when we go do, when we do the dungeons, I'll actually utilize the buffs if we see any, because I'm kind of skipping them right now because they're just not worth it for what we're doing. But they will be if we're doing some dungeons. And no problem for the code. And we'll have one more a little bit later. The same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, into that larger gold. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And of course, for any of you stopping by right now, we do stream every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally just kind of chilling here. And right now we're just kind of trying to farm the new merchant and angel. Just to see what their drop table is. I'm pretty sure someone has already data mined and posted it somewhere. I'll be looking at that for when we cover it in its own little video. Because there isn't too much to cover. I might even cover it tonight before I go to bed. Because it's pretty short to cover. I just kind of wanted to wait until we got like a full list of what all the drops are, to basically do a video doing a breakdown on like what all the better ones are. Though I guess I could do that as a separate video later. Because there are definitely some you always want to skip that are just never worth buying. Though I haven't seen any instance on the Angel menu where the choice isn't obvious. There probably will be offers where that you get that it could be like a conundrum. Like, what do you do when you see 2 Anus and like 2 Deeds? In that case, I think it's 2 Anus is the answer, oddly enough. Mostly because Ds are cheaper now. Because an Anu is technically worth, what is 500 divided by 9? Whereas Deeds are worth, what, 50 gems each now? So what is 500 divided by 9? That's slightly more than 50. So yeah, an Anu is worth more than a Deed. That is correct. The Anu is the better option between an Anu and a Deed. Unless you just really want that Deed color. Like if it's a toss-up between like 2 purples or 2 Anus. Like in that case, 2 purples might be better. But if it's a toss-up between like 2 yellows and 2 Anus, I think the 2 Anus is better. Purple might be the only exception to that. Just because how useful purple Deeds are, of course. Due to how many Magic Kingdoms are under purple. They are distinctly more valuable than any other color Deed. Green somewhat is too, but purple in particular, just because there's 4 purple kingdoms, or 4 Magic Kingdoms, I mean. Which is the most useful buff to end up getting from the books. Who had the patch before Taz had hit level 1,800 on their list? Hey, we should get it by the end of this month, though. We're so close, yet so far. We will definitely get it by the end of this month. 100%. Did they add verses to the merchant prize pool? Yes, they're only 50 gems each. It is actually one of his best offers that he has for sale. It is finally viable to buy Deeds for the first time ever. Like, you could have before, but it was pretty costly. Now it is really good value, too. They basically cut down... Like, if you take the highest price they could be at before, which was 150 gems each, to the current price of 50 gems each, it's literally a 3 times reduction. Like, we can see it right over here. We have an offer right now that is to buy 2 green Deeds for 300. You can now buy them for... Which is 150 each. You can now buy them for 50 each whenever you get one from a merchant. Which is a drastic reduction. Obviously, there's some times where you can get a 10% or 25% discount on that number. But even with that 25% discount, that is still a drastic price reduction compared to the alternative. Alright, we got a genie. I will be skipping it, of course. I will take the genies and daemons once we do some of the underworld today, when we go do the faction event that we have going on. But for now, I will be skipping every single one of them as they are just a waste of time to take. Hey, we found 10 merchants. Let's see what we get here. We had a choice between... Oh, that's a new one. Is a purple crown worth it for 25 gems? I want to say no, oddly enough. Though, you know what? Pet food for that low? I might take it. Oh, no. Let me see what my GPU usage is. Someone was saying it was going high. But yeah, it's still only going up by 10%, which could be detrimental if it's low. But yeah, CPU's at 50%, though it's kind of going back to 40 now. GPU's at like a 38%, kind of holding. Memory's at 38%, which I don't think is relevant to anything. And disk is at 1%. What does disk even do? It is at 1% and now 0% usage right now. Now back to 1. What even is disk? Because gosh, like nothing's using it right now. Like at all. Anyways, I don't know, neither kind of seem worth it here. Because pet food I already have enough of, and crown, I don't think any of the underworld stuff would be worth it. The only one that might be is if you can spend 100 gems on the mythic underworld treasure. Even then, that's kind of not worth it. Yeah, I would say all underworld treasure is not worth. It's just generally not worth spending gems on it. Like, if you could spend gold for it for a good ratio, it could be okay. I'm not sure if that's an offer that he actually has. But to do it with gems, this does not seem worth it. Okay, so we're at 7 merchants. I know it just said we got the achievement with 10, but I'm just counting the ones we've gotten on stream. Well, I guess we can count all of them. You know what? Let's just count all of them. Because I know for sure we have 10 merchants and 3 angels. I found 2 angels before the stream, and we found 1 during, and we already know for sure we just hit 10 merchants. So you know what? We're just going to keep track of the total number. There we go. That's all that we found when we started messing around with it like 15 minutes before the stream, including all that we found on stream. So that's all the ones we found up to this point now. There's 10 merchants, 3 angel. I'm not sure what the ratio is between them, because I got really lucky with angel on first battle. So my angel number might be skewed above average right now. So I don't know until we do more. Because literally the very first battle I did off stream was an angel. I just went into I saw there was a patch, I saw the change, and I was like, oh, let me go do a battle real quick. And it's like, immediate angel. Pretty lucky. Because their drop rate is definitely quite a bit lower than that. Just a little bit. You haven't gotten anything since your genie? Oh no. Though the daemon is relevant, even if you're not taking it for the buff, there is an achievement for finding 5. And if I'm not mistaken, I've only found 1 daemon. I have found more angels than daemons right now. Because I don't think there's an achievement for finding X amount of genies, but there is for finding 10 merchants, 5 daemons, and 1 angel. I mean, technically the 5 daemons is the hardest one for my current drop rates. As we're just getting weird drop rates for some reason. But based on our drop rates, the daemon is actually the hardest one to get with those 3. An angel, while the rarest of the 3, only requires 1. But relative to rarity, it seems like daemon's the hardest one. Though you should be easy to do in like an hour or 2 or 3 of grinding. Actually, have we even found one on stream? I'm not even sure. I can go probably refresh that page to see what our number actually is. Let's see. What are we at right now? We have found only 1 daemon, and I believe it was off stream. Yeah, I've only found 1. That's not good. We need 4 more. Oh, so we will not end the stream until we found 4 daemons. Obviously, we're probably going longer than that. Based on current drop rate, maybe not. Gosh, he just doesn't want to drop. He does not want to drop. I believe it gives you like a double buff or something. Or 1 debuff with 1 buff or something. Where you have to take both. Whereas a genie's like a random one of what it has. But I think everything on the genie's beneficial, whereas the daemon has like a mix of beneficial. Like it gives you 1 positive, 1 negative. Or maybe it was just 2 positive, I don't remember. We'll find out when we see a genie. I mean, when we see a daemon again. Whereas your genie just seems to be a random buff based on the 2 that he offers you. I don't believe you get to choose it. Oh, that was a bit of a weird lag. You found 1 angel, 1 merchant so far? Change to 1 Ironhawk? Oh yeah, I was only using double Ironhawk initially because of the Battle Crasher. I can switch over to 1 now, thanks for reminding me. I meant to do that a little bit earlier. I just forgot. That's not the team I want. Where's my 1 Ironhawk? Wait, do I not have 1 Ironhawk set up anymore? Oh, Explore 1, there it is. I forgot I was in the other direction. Yeah, now we get those nice insta one-shots, which will make this go a little bit quicker. Now that we have all the crowns done for today, which we had done ages ago. Could have traded out like 30 minutes ago, because we already have all this done. Oh, we do get a new troop, by the way. It's not relevant. Oh, and a new pet. The pet's more relevant. The pet is for, what bonus was this again? It is for Volpacia, whereas the Phoenix Mage does nothing. It has 2 options. Bad option 1 and bad option 2. Which is the only bad thing about and mechanic. Is sometimes they'll give it to something that just really shouldn't. Like, that one could do both of those 2 options with the choice mechanic. And it would still be bad. Like, if it did both, it would still be horrible. Yeah, you only get to choose one or the other. Yet even as both, it would still be unusable. Oh no, we got the mythic battle. This team will not one-shot it. Oh, I should have went for Skull first. Because he's actually in first slot, luckily. That doesn't always happen, but it did happen that time. Come on, give us more of those angels. I want to see more of that juicy loot. Someone earlier said an Imperial, and I want to see physically the Imperial. Because that's actually a really insanely good drop. 80-ish gem average on average. Wait, what? Is a Vault Key worth 120 gems? No. We've done the math on it in the past. It's like an 80 to 90 gem value. A Vault Key, roughly. So it is never worth buying it for 120 gems. Even at 100 gems, it's not worth it. As its value comes out to roughly 80%, or 80 gems, give or take a little. At least on average. Though I believe since the orb update is closer to 90 now. But it's definitely not 120 gems worth yet. Maybe if they do another buff on Vault Keys, it will be. Not currently, they are not. Especially because how many you could just get during a Vault event. You can literally get hundreds at a time. Spending gems on even any of them is generally not worth it. Just because of how many Vault events give comparatively. You got 2 deeds or 2 deeds of magic. Oh, you had 2 deeds of fire or 2 deeds of magic as your option. Well, I'd obviously go magic. That's really funny. I haven't seen a double deed option yet. It's gonna be funny if we see 2 that are like a mix-up like red or yellow. Because in that situation, neither is better. So you can kind of just choose whatever. The only situations where it would matter is if it's green or another color or purple and another color. In which case purple is the best, green is the second best, every other one is like tied third. It mostly has to do with which ones are Magic Kingdoms or not. So hello Isabel Vedenari, say hi, welcome, welcome. Hello David. If anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Otherwise, we're mostly grinding for the new stuff that came out tonight. And at some point, we'll switch over to doing the actual dailies. As we do have a, what's it called, a faction event and all that. And for now, we're just trying to hunt the new merchants and angels. And of course, this is a permanent feature that you can farm at any point. Though we won't be able to utilize them for a faction for a little while. Like, obviously, we have them for today's faction. But as far as a new faction, it's like 3 or 4 weeks from now. Until we actually get a faction event for the new kingdom that just came out. So we still got a little bit of time before that ends up rolling around. A little bit of time. Because then you can actually use like the genie buffs and daemon buffs. Though the daemon buff seems really rare. Hey, that's the verse I need. Oh, how convenient is that? That's not even what I'm looking for. That is, though. Wow, verse 3 into a merchant. Into deeds. Gosh, that's so good. He's got the exact deed we needed. Or sorry, the exact verse we needed. Followed by a good colored deed. Amazing. Verse 3 into a green deed. Also, gosh, our gem stack is going to just dwindle so quickly. Luckily, Vault events will be able to offset it some. And I'm also going to start taking tribute a little bit more often. Just to make sure we don't deplete too many gems. Obviously, we have a pretty good stack at the moment, but it definitely dwindle pretty quickly if we farm too much. And we will passively be getting this through a lot of things now, too. Because anytime we ever enter Explorer, we'll be doing this. So when we're verse farming during Vault events, this will also occur. It does not happen during Paloozas, though, which is great. It does not occur during a Palooza. However, it does occur during a Vault event. So when you do the 15-minute Palooza, you will never get any of the merchant offers, which is a really good quality of life, because if that wasn't, that would be so horrible. However, it does occur during Vault events. So it will slightly slow down the rate at which you can accumulate verses. Not by much, but by, like, you know, it takes like 2 seconds to mash out of that menu. Compared to what would have originally been 0 seconds. And that might not sound like much, but when your battle takes 10 seconds long, that's a lot of time to waste like 2 seconds mashing through a menu. So it will slow down the rate of accumulating verses. Not by a huge amount, but by enough to be noticeable. Right, give me those deeds. Now we're just stocking up on deeds. We're just basically slow buying deed books at this point. Yeah, we can finally start upgrading kingdoms. Because realistically, on an average day, I'm probably going to get, like, what, 5 merchants? Of those 5 merchants, probably only 3 of them are going to have something worth buying. Of those 3, the total cost will probably come out to 500-ish, give or take a little. Depends if we go for, like, the Nisha or not. Because obviously that's 500 each. Let's say it takes us 500 total per day. So that means... How many gems? Well, yeah, 500 then. So that means tribute every hour would not actually cover it. So yeah, we do have to be careful not to overspend on them then. Initially we can, because why not? But in the long term, we have to be careful with it, because realistically, if I take tribute 10 times a day, this late in the game, that's like, what, 25 gems? Or 250 gems, I mean? Roughly, give or take a little. And 250 is not 500. First, we get gems through some other means, like the 20 daily thingy. If there's some more on the daily, other things like that. But it does mean our gem consumption would be higher than our gem accumulation. So you can't just be buying all of them always. Hey, we found a daemon. Okay, let me just look at what the daemon does again. So this is our second daemon. So he will do both of these. He will eliminate 10% life at the start of battle, and cleanse all allies when taking an extra turn. So this is just double buff, right? Isn't that just a double buff? Confirm. So 10% life at start of battle. Is it me who's losing 10% life or the enemy? We're about to find out. Because if that is us, let's see, we're at 129. If it is us, that means it's a buff with a negative. Okay, it's a buff with a negative, I see. So he's one good and one bad. That makes sense. So what a daemon does is you get a buff, but at the cost of something. Alright, that's cool. That's still worth it, probably, depending on what it is. Ooh. What do you guys think of the 9,000 gem key one? What does that come out to cost per gold per gem? Because 4 gem keys at 9 gem value is 9 times 4, which means it's worth 36. That means for every gem, how much gold are you spending? Divide that by 36. You are spending 250 gold per gem. If you could infinitely buy 1 gem for 250 gold, would you do it? I believe the answer is yes. I am pretty sure the answer is always yes. If you could spend 250 gems to buy, or 250 gold to buy 1 gem, it is 100% worth it. Because that's the value that it comes out to. is basically like buying gems for 250 gold each, which is insanely good value. So I would say always buy the 4 gem keys when you see it. It is super worth it for 9,000 gold. That'll be a little bit less gold you can contribute to your guilds. But as long as you're still contributing whatever your minimums are and everything else to the guild, you should be fine. As long as you're doing it for whatever your guild's requirement is and everything. Because that's actually a really good offer. I think it's the best one on gold that's even available. I haven't seen too many that are that enticing. Oh, so I keep forgetting to update my merchant number. Actually, too higher than where we're at right now. Getting to update it every time. You would not have bought it over green deeds, though. That is true. Given that it was specifically green, I should have went for it. The main reason I didn't is because I'm concerned to overspend my gems. So if I'm seeing a gem key offer and a deed offer, unless it's purple deeds, I'm going for gems. I mean, I'm going for the gem keys. Mostly because even though I will be buying them when I see them, we do have to conserve our gems slightly. Because otherwise, we could burn through thousands of gems per hour while doing this. And obviously, we do not have that many gems to burn through it that long. Given that we have 40-something thousand. Because realistically, based on how many we're getting... Oh, another Daemon. Let's just see what he gives us. So he will curse a random ally to start a battle. But for doing that, he will let us gain bonus red mana when taking gems. Sure, why not? There we go. Also, 2 more Daemons. What would happen with all the Daemons? We weren't finding any. Now we found 2 within like 3 battles. I need to find 2 more for the achievement. Got your first merchant? And your first Daemon, nice. Yeah, you need 10 merchants for the achievements, 5 Daemons for the achievement, and 1 angel for the achievement. If any of you are trying to get them all tonight. They'd easily get them over the course of a week if not trying to target them. Because that wouldn't be that particularly hard to do. That does take a little while. We've been going for like, what, an hour? We still haven't gotten the 5 Daemon yet. But we got the other 2 pretty easily. Oh, then like a few hours, you'd grind them all. Also depends what kind of content you're doing. Like, obviously in Underworld and Explore 12 would be a bit slower than instantly clicking a button to win. Do these only happen in Explore and Delves? Yes, they only happen in Explore and Delves. They also do not happen on the final battle in either. So it does not happen on the mini-boss, the boss, or the mimics for Explore. It also does not occur on the very last battle of Underworld. But yes, those are the only 2 locations. Delves and Explore. They are not in PvP, they are not in quest lines, they are not in challenges, they are not on your dailies. It's one of those few... It's kind of weird, because they're not where gnomes normally are. A lot of those mechanics normally apply everywhere where gnomes are, though this one does not. It only applies to select areas in Explore and Underworld. Which is actually unique for something locationally. Kind of like how pet gnomes are unique in that they're only in Arena and PvP. This one's only in most of Explore and Delves. Which are probably the 2 most farmable locations, so kind of interesting that they added it there. As both of these are also pretty farmable, both Merchant and Angel. So they mostly just applied it to farm locations. Where you would go specifically to get loot. Because Underworld is still pretty good for loot, even though I don't do it as my daily. And you definitely should be as you're progressing through the game to try to get 500 all factions. But even though I don't do it, there is a decent handful of loot down there. It's just the drop table is kind of dated. Though it still gives you a lot of gold, souls, and stuff like that. If they wanted the arena to be played more, I know, they should have put it in arena. I think the main reason they didn't is for balance reasons. Like, it would make sense to put Merchant and Angel in arena. But I don't think they wanted to put Genie or Daemon in arena for balance. Not like they ever care too much about arena balance, but it would make it easier to run through arena. Like, a lot easier. If you just got, like, a random buff the entire time. which, if nothing else, that does make delves easier. It's completely RNG if you're going to get the Daemon or the Genie that will help you. However, they would help you. So it is a slight buff to how easy it is to do delves. Or not easy, but you know, another thing that they've done to make it easier over the years. The previous one that they added was potion effects when it isn't the event, which is huge. Because now you can have enchant whenever for it, you can have barrier whenever for it, all the other buffs. You don't have to wait for a Tuesday event for it anymore. And now they also added genies and daemons to it, where you can buff up your stats even more if you get lucky for them. Yeah, I kind of wish they did add it to Arena. Maybe they're planning some other change. Oh, 4 gem keys for free. We'd even have to spend 9,000 gems for that one. I mean, not 9,000 gems. I mean 9,000 gold. Obviously not 9,000 gems. Wrong currency. $9,000 gems? Terrible offer. But yeah, it has a 75% chance it does the left one and a 25% chance it does the right one. So it could give you a buff, but it could also not give you a buff. So for example, we get a buff. It's a lot more likely you'll get the buff, so you can generally assume you're going to get it. If you're doing Underworld or something similar. There is that slight chance you just get the negative. Which means there actually are instances where the Daemon will be better. It's because a guarantee gives you the good one. While also giving you the bad one, but still. At least a guarantee gives it to you. Whereas the Genie, yes, it will normally give it to you, but there's that slight chance it will just give you the negative one. More often than not, I would say the Genie when doing delves is probably worth taking. As even if you get the negative probably outweighs, or you know, the positive outweighs, the benefit of getting the positive outweighs the negative. So even if you only get the negative, it's still kind of worth it. Yeah, I'll be skipping them for the rest of time. At least when we're doing Explore, obviously. As we really don't need any buff at all for one-shotting the enemy team. I wish there was a way you could toggle them on or off. Because we really only want the Merchant and Angel. The other two, we really don't care about. In most situations. You kind of think they would have done something like that so they could sink more resources. Because obviously they're trying to entice people to spend some gems. Which they definitely got us for that, that's for sure. I think we've already spent over 1,000 gems today. Which will probably get close to 2,000, which is why I skipped that one green one for the gem keys. I probably should have taken it. Green and purple are super high priority. Particularly purple. Uh, 60 gems for 3 Celestials. That's situational. It depends how many Celestials you have. If your number's under 100, I would say that's worth it. If you're in the area of, like, literal thousands, which I assume you're over, like, 9,000 by now, I'd probably say it's not worth it. It really comes down to how many Celestials you have. On if that one is worth or not worth it. Because earlier on in the game, I could see that being really good value. Why did I do that? Luckily, he didn't take the skull for some reason. Because 20 gems per Celestial, that's super cheap to get them. If you need them. But if you don't need them, then it's kind of just wasting gems. Also, I keep losing track of our merchants already. This is another one. Okay, yeah, this isn't worth it. Chaos Shards is never worth spending gems on. You should never, under any circumstance, spend gems on those. It's just not worth it. Yellow food. I've been skipping all the food. Mostly because I just really don't need more pet food. Even though it's really good value, though. Like, that's another one of those I feel like is targeting more so newer players. Like, the 3 Celestials for 60 gems, it's definitely a newer player target. Or, you know, mid-game. The pet food is as well. Because we never need more pet food on this account. But there are a lot of accounts that do still need pet food. In which case that offer is actually always worth it. As that's actually pretty cheap. That's 250 gold per pet food. Which is not bad at all. Per color pet food at that as well. Which is even better than yellow. Even though it can only be used on one type, it's 2 times the value of white pet food. I'm not sure if there is a white pet food offer. But if there is one for 2,500 at the same cost, it is technically half the value as the colored ones. It has the benefit of being versatile, but its actual effect is half as much when actually going to upgrade pets. Yeah, generally, you're going to run out of Curse Runes before you run out of Celestials. There are some things in Soulforge that consume Celestials. However, you are going to run out of Curse Runes way before you run out of Celestials in most situations. But Celestials are needed for newer and mid-game players in order to buy Mythics and Legends and weapons and all that, as all of those slowly consume at your Celestials. You also need it, obviously, for trading everything, though you mostly use Orange Orbs for those. The 6.8 patch is out now? Yeah, it's out right now. It's been out for like an hour and a half now. Actually, almost 2 hours now. Because even before the stream started, it was actually out for a little while. I think it came out at 7, which was 2.5 hours ago. And then we streamed an hour later at our normal time. Actually came a little bit earlier, because normally the patch hits exactly when we start our stream. But it was an hour early. Oh, you know why? The hour shift in time zones might have caused that. Because we're currently like 1 hour back compared to before. So the patch actually occurs at 7 instead of at 8. So it actually did occur at the same time, but it's the time zone difference due to daylight saving times that made it seem like it's an hour off. Which is why it happened an hour before the stream. I kind of forgot about that. Ooh. Ritz for 20,000 gold. That's worth it, isn't it? Wait. Wait. That is super worth it. Wait, how much does a deed cost? 100, right? So you're asking me, do I want to spend 20,000 for 2 purple deeds? Or 150 gems for 3 blue? Is that even a question? Wait, that's huge. Wait, let me double check this. Wait, that is absurdly good. I've never even seen that one before. Wait. Yeah, that's 1,000 per writ. However, that's 20,000 for 2 purples. Wait. Right? Is it 100 or 1,000? Isn't it only 100? Yeah. Well, obviously you need these other 2 currencies, but that doesn't matter too much. Like, we have infinite of that and pretty much infinite of that. We have 73,000 something. So, the only thing holding us back is writs. But yeah, that's 20,000 gold for 2 purple deeds every time. Oh, that one is really good. Because you get to choose what color it is, and obviously you're choosing purple. Like in almost every situation. It's 20,000 gold for 2 purple deeds, which is way better than 3 for 150. Like, obviously you'd still take those pretty often if you have the spare gems to do so. But that one's really, really good value. 2 purple deeds for 20,000 gold. That might be the best value one I've seen so far. Also, I keep forgetting to update the number. I think we're at 15. This number is like so inaccurate now. I know for sure the angels are correct if nothing else. But the merchant number might be off a few. Because I keep forgetting to update it every time. I already skipped a few there. Yes, you can also put it towards an Imperial. If you wanted to. Because it's 1/5 of Imperial. Which basically means it's 100,000 gold for an Imperial. Though you'd have to find 5 merchant offers like that, which could easily take a couple hours. We found one in an hour and a half. So it's not too common. But yeah, I would definitely say always take it. Unless your other offer's like way better somehow. But I don't see how it is. Because what offer does he have for gems that would be worth it over deeds? Or off of writs? I think the writ just has priority over everything. Mostly because he uses gold instead of gems. Because even if your other offer was 3 purple deeds for 150 gems, well, why do that when you can just get 2 for gold? Which is basically free. Like, gold is super easy to get. Well, gems isn't hard to get. It is definitely substantially easier to get gold than it is to get gems. You can get 20,000 gold way quicker than you can get 100 gems. Which is the equivalence of the cost between them. Yeah, it's an interesting new patch. Overall, I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't do anything with Treasure Hunt. I was really hoping this patch would be a Treasure Hunt rework. But I don't know, what they did's okay. I definitely like it. The main thing I don't like about it is it's definitely going to make some pieces of content take longer. Most notably, which we don't have yet, we won't experience that till March 3rd. But it's going to make getting deeds a little bit slower. I mean, not deeds, verses. It's going to make getting verses a little bit slower. Because we're going to have to go through a few seconds of menuing every single time. But other than that, yeah, I like the change. It makes doing a very tedious task a little bit more interesting because something random can happen that can give you something actually good. It kind of reminds me of doing 3 daily arena runs, which is even worse now that this mechanic isn't even there. Because one of the reasons you would do 3 daily arena runs, anyone who was doing it before, was to give the chance that you might get like some kind of cool like random loot. Even though you still have to pay gems for it, it'd still give you a chance of getting something enticing. Whereas that's basically what this does now too. But it adds it to places you would actually farm, mostly Underworld and Explore. Those are the only 2 locations they applied it to. So now whenever we're just like randomly XP grinding or something else in Explore, we just, you know, randomly get a thing. That's actually cool. Rather than just the standard like grinds. We actually have something to break it up a little bit. So it is a benefit, but that benefit's also a downside. Like it breaks up content a little bit, so you're not just doing the same thing over and over again, have a little bit of something in between. But it also makes things slower because of that. So now EXP rates are slightly slower. Trying to get versus is slightly slower. Not by a lot, but by enough that it would definitely reduce how many you're getting per hour. By like maybe 5%, 10%. It's not a big deal, but it will definitely make it a bit slower. Because you have at least a minimum of 1 to 2 seconds of menuing. Even if you want to skip all of them, you're still menuing for at least a second or 2 to get out of it. Maybe slightly quicker on controller. You also have to make sure you don't accidentally menu out of an angel. Because even if you're skipping all of them, you do still want to take every angel. It's literally just free loot. Like, I can understand wanting to skip every merchant, just to not be enticed to waste a bunch of gems and or gold. Though nothing on gold's particularly bad value. I haven't really seen anything. Well, I guess there was the treasure maps. Actually, that's not true. There are a couple things he has that are bad value there. However, most of it is pretty good value for earlier on in the game as you're progressing. Very few of it was bad value, like the maps were, but that's mostly because of how easy it is to get maps more so than anything. Let's see, what do you have? Oh, okay, this is interesting. I don't need diamonds, though. So it's giving me an offer between 5 diamonds, essentially, because that's what it converts into, or 3 deeds of nature. So any of you who've been wanting a way to farm more diamonds, well, they've added a way. I don't need more diamonds. We have more diamonds than we ever know what to do with in the history of this game. But this is a pretty good value. You're basically buying each diamond for 500 gems, which means, how much is that for a mythic? What is 500 times calculator? Where you at? This means to buy a mythic with only these shards from a merchant, it is the cost of 500 times 4,000, which means it would cost you 2 million gold. Is buying a guarantee mythic of choice worth 2 million gold? I would say yes. So if you ever see these shards and you're at a point in the game where you still need diamonds, which I assume is like 98% of people, if not more, this is actually always worth getting, as it allows you to, at some point, obviously after you get it a billion times, but at some point buying this over and over and over again will essentially allow you to buy a mythic for 2 million gold of any choice that you want, which is a pretty good conversion rate, I would say. 2 million gold for any mythic of choice when it finally rotates around in Soulforge. But I'm going for the other one because I don't need diamonds. But otherwise, that is a really good offer. But we don't need diamonds, so I am skipping them. Even though it is really good value. It's basically 2 million gold per mythic of choice. Which is a perfectly reasonable price for a mythic. Especially one that you get to choose which mythic it is. Yeah, a lot of good offers. Honestly, the treasure map one seemed like one of the only like super bad ones. That and the treasure one. Like treasure and map are like the only two really bad ones I've seen so far. I guess some of the shards and a few other ones. Like basically any currency that you can already get a lot of super easily. This isn't really worth spending resources on. Pet food's also like that for a lot of people, but some people still need more pet food. In which case the price that they're offering at is very cheap. Yes, I read that earlier. They will not occur in Palooza, so this is not a nerf to Palooza. This is not the 7th nerf to Palooza. It luckily does not apply. I thought the same thing too initially, and then I read in the patch notes that it doesn't apply there, and it's like, okay, well, they saved it. Because this applying in Palooza would be the worst thing ever, but it specifically doesn't. It will still reduce your rate of verses, because it does still occur when you're verse farming, because that's specifically not Palooza, that is, you know, when you're verse farming. It's just standard battles like we're doing now. But it does not apply to Palooza. So when you're doing your 15-minute Palooza, you will not keep getting a bunch of offers that slow down your time. Which I'm actually really surprised they did that. I guess they were concerned about the backlash if they didn't. So they had a bit of foresight there. That, or you know what probably happened? They didn't do that initially, but whoever was doing the beta mentioned it. I'm willing to make a bet that's what happened. They initially did not have that as a mechanic. But people in the beta mentioned how horrible it would be if they didn't change it. So they agreed to change it. So thank the beta testers for that, because I'm willing to make a bet. That is the only reason why that mechanic is there. I wasn't in the most recent beta test, so I'm not sure. But there's like a 90% chance that happened only because the beta testers mentioned it. I am pretty sure. Because that doesn't seem like the foresight they would have on their own. It seems like something that would be mentioned to them like multiple times over. In which case they would be like, oh yeah, we probably should do that. Yeah, this does ruin going fast and explore. But I don't know. I personally don't mind it. I actually really like the change. I just wish the buff was a little bit more enticing. I hate that like half the time we're getting just like a useless buff that we want to skip. Like I wish I could disable the buffs and only get the merchant and the angel. And like completely disable the buff from even occurring. Because I'm just mashing through the menu every time I see it. If I see a buff. Okay, so pet food, kind of worth it. Curse runes, only worth if you want to infinitely buy. Let me just double check this. This is 10 for 80. This is the same ratio, right? I believe it is. It's 10 for 80, 10 for 80, 10 for 80. Dungeon, 10 for 80. Yeah, it's the same ratio. That's what I thought. It's the exact same ratio if you buy it from the thing. Same as the Dragonite. Whenever you get the Dragonite offer, it's the same offer. It's the same value offer as that. So you just get more of it. But it's already not really worth doing this every single day, so yeah, you still wouldn't. But yeah, it's the same ratio as if you bought it here. And if you get the Dragonite offer, it's the same ratio as you bought it here, just giving you a smaller amount. But still the same ratio of cost. So it's not like you're spending more or less on it. It's the exact same cost. Just a lower quantity of it. So they're pretty skippable then. Hey, let me go update the merchant number. Before I forget again for the billion of time. We'll do this a little bit longer. Hand out another code. And then I think we might actually get to our actual dailies. Because as you saw, we haven't even done dungeons yet. We haven't done daily adventure board. We still haven't done the entirety of the faction. But who knows? Maybe I'll skip on faction today. We'll see. I don't know, maybe we should go pull it. Should we go do faction? Should we do faction or just keep hunting for these? Well, for sure. I'm definitely hunting until we get the daemons. I still need 2 more daemons. And I will not stop until we get 2 more daemons. And then we'll go switch over. Actually, how about that? We'll hand out the redeem code once we find 2 more daemons. Then we'll switch over to a few of the other things, because we are not stopping till we find them. They're out there somewhere. I'm not sure why they're so rare. Based on the patch notes, they seem like they were weighted about the same as a genie. Yeah, I found way more genies than I found daemons. No, I'm only at 3 daemons right now. I can actually check directly because there's an achievement that tracks it. I am at 3 daemons out of 5. I still haven't found the other 2. Are you guys getting the same rate? Or am I just getting unlucky on daemons? We've been going for an hour and a half and have found 3 total. Which is not a lot. And one of those was before we started stream, so almost in the last 2 hours, we only found 3 total. Like, our rate of Daemon is literally the same rate as Angel. Which, based on the patch notes, it seemed like Angel was way rarer than what the other 3 should have been. It didn't seem like Daemons were supposed to be this rare. Oh, we're just unlucky? Okay. That's unfortunate. That does make sense. We found 2 Daemons within like a minute earlier. And haven't seen a single one since. So we're just getting a little unlucky on them. New troops will be in chess next week. You missed it? Oh, what new troops? Oh, wait. You mean the... Wait, which new troops? There's a lot of new troops. I'm not sure which ones you're referring to by new troops. Because we literally just got a whole new kingdom. Oh, wait. You mean they're not in chess drop table right now? Are they only in event keys right now? Because normally when a new kingdom comes out, they're immediately in all the chests. The ones in the patch note. Wait, there are troops in the patch notes? Wait, what? I didn't see any troops in the patch notes. Let's see. Oh, wait, let me go to the other one. Patch notes 6.8. Or maybe the one I'm looking at they didn't update. Yeah, what troop are you referring to? Foreigner troops are coming Monday. I don't see any in the patch notes mentioning troops. Control find troop. Let's see. Oh, wait. It's because I skipped over the first sequence. Oh, I didn't think there was anything relevant here. The new tutorial sequence tells a new story introducing Luther, as well as new characters and troops, including Luther's daughter, Eleanor. Oh, I see. They added lore. Okay, I should have read this. It actually has some relevant stuff. The new troops, Eleanor, Mysterious Hero, the Guardian Dragon, and the Militiman come from Sword's Edge and can be found from chess after weekly reset. Okay, so on Monday. Okay, cool. Yeah, they added lore. They added additional lore to early game. And all those troops are now available. Cool. They're slowly expanding the lore. And in doing so, adding more troops. Militia? Oh, militia. Wait, wait, what? Militia? Wait, is it militia or wait? I thought it was a name. Militia man. Oh, it's militia. I'm not sure why. I was reading that as something else. But yeah, it's literally militia man. I was reading that word way differently than that. Oh, hey, we got a Daemon. I don't think I have to actually take the buff. I'm pretty sure I could just skip it. Let's hope so. Actually, there's an easy way to check. I'm pretty sure you just have to find them for the achievement. You don't actually have to take their buff or their loot. Oh no. Do you actually have to take it? Otherwise, that one might not have counted. Oh no. Is it just not updating yet? Oh no! Wait, do you actually have to take the buff? Did me just skipping the Daemon not make it count? Oh no! Oh wait. It either didn't count, or it's because it just hasn't updated yet. Okay, you can skip. Okay, it's fine to skip. It just hasn't updated yet. This is Steam lagging. Oh, we got another merchant. Oh, yep. Oh, I don't need this though. This one is really good value. Actually, you know what? It's such good value, I'm getting it too. There we go. That one is basically 2 million gold per mythic. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't go for it. Like, it's insanely good value, but if you don't need diamonds, it's questionable value. Because you're basically just wasting your gold every time you click on it. It's about the same as buying, like, the pet food. Like, if you already have more pet food than you know what to do with, then it's not doing anything. But if you do need it, it's, like, insanely good value. It's one of those kind of circumstances. But I do feel like you should always go for that if you don't have every mythic in the game. Which I'm pretty sure is most people. Because eventually you'll be able to buy a mythic for 2 million gold if you just keep buying it slowly over time. Though you would have to buy that a lot of times. Wait, how many times would you have to buy that to buy a mythic? You would have to buy it, what is, 500 divided by... Well, no, it's 5, effectively. So it's 4,000 divided by 5. You would have to buy that 800 times to get a mythic. That's a lot of times. However, it gives you a really cheap mythic for only 2 million gold. Which might sound like a lot of gold, but it's any mythic of choice for 2 million, which is actually really cheap. Like, if you could infinitely do that to get any mythic you're missing, that is super good value. But you'd have to do it 800 times, and to get 800 of them would take forever. We've seen, like, 2 or 3 this entire stream. Which means, realistically, you'll see, like, 1 or 2 of them per hour when grinding. Which means, yeah, you're not going to get it that often, so you should buy it every single time you see it, if you're at the point where you need diamonds still. Yeah, will we be getting patch 6.9? I'm not sure if we will. I'm not sure if we will ever get a 6.9 patch, though it will be really funny if we do. And I'm pretty sure you will riot if they don't do one. But, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they've done that many 0.9 patches. Normally it goes straight to the next number, which will be 7, of course. 7.0. Also, I wonder if next patch is 7.0. Because next patch should be... Gosh, when would next patch be? Next patch would most likely be May. Wow, we're getting really lucky on verse 3. I've only seen 2 verse gnomes all stream. And both of them were verse 3, which is the actual verse I need. So we got really lucky on verse 3 today. Which is good, because we'll be using those on the Palooza on March 3rd. Right around the corner, we have another one. That's 2.5 weeks from now. Got another Palooza. Version 6.81. No, next patch will be version 6.85, most likely. Then they're going to go straight to 7, if I had to guess. Oh, we got a genie. I don't need genie. All daemons, all genies shall be skipped. Okay, let me just double check that the daemon did indeed count. Come on, daemon. Show me 4 out of 5. There we go. Okay, the daemon I skipped did count. So I just need to find one more daemon and we get the achievement. And that'll be the last one we need. Then we've basically done everything for the new patch, other than just grinding it more whenever we feel like it. Which we'll be doing slowly over time, obviously. Another genie, skip. Also, have any of you accidentally skipped an angel yet? I haven't yet, though I could definitely see it happening from match clicking all the other ones so much. Because the angel is just free loot. And some pretty good stuff too sometimes. But you can skip it just as easily as any of the other one. They should really put it like a double menu on it. Make sure people don't accidentally skip it. Because you can skip it just as easily as any of the others. It doesn't have like a double warning menu, it just has a single warning menu. Which if you're not paying attention is actually pretty easy to skip. If you're already skipping most of them. Because it ends up saying in text form which one of the 4 it is before it visually shows. If it's merchant, daemon, demon, or angel. Yeah, honestly, the angel should be unskippable. Like, I'm not sure any person who would want to skip it. It's literally just free loot, much of which is really good. Not sure if they're ever going to change that in the future. Because there's pretty much no situation where what you are farming is more worthwhile than taking the free loot from Angel. Because her loot's actually really solid. There are some things better than others in her drop table, of course. But none of it's bad, obviously. It's literally just free loot. And a pretty decent sizable amount of it, too. But she is pretty rare. You can expect to probably only see like 1 or 2 per hour. Another genie. I wish you would color code it. Like have a different color for all 4 of them. Like the daemon red. Like so you can easily tell like instantly like which one it is. I think it does slightly with the backgrounds. But I wish they would also do it with like colored text. Where like the genie's yellow. The actually, I don't know, what would you make each? I guess the angel would be yellow. The genie would be blue, the daemon would be red, and the merchant would be brown? I guess. Something to like distinguish them a bit more. I think the background is different when they appear, so you can kind of tell based on the background as well. And you can also tell based on the text, obviously says which one it is, genie, daemon, whatever one it is. Yeah, the angel is literally just a reward. It's 2 free things. Wait, is it not possible to skip it? I'm pretty sure I could have earlier. A genie lamp for 50 gems, not worth it, or other things. Okay, generally speaking, never take any of the underworld treasure. The ones that they offer on gold is just not high enough value to be worthwhile. Maybe if you like just started the game and you need to upgrade underworld a little bit. Oh wait, it's literally just one coin purse. Yeah, this is definitely not worth it, either of them. Don't ever get any of the underworld treasure, ever. It's just not worth it. Even if you're early on in the game, I don't think it's worth it. Just don't. Right, you've gotten 6 angels so far? Oh gosh. We're only at 3. I do want to see at least one more before the stream ends. Man, the one demon we still need. We haven't even seen our full drop table yet. Still a lot we haven't seen yet. You got first a genie, then a daemon, then an angel. Yeah, I got really lucky initially. My very first battle was an angel. Not on stream, but when I was messing with it before the stream. Literally the first battle I did was an angel. And then we got very unlucky after. Hey, Glory Gnome dropping 1,000 glory. Always great to see. Honestly, we're doing really good on gnome drops. Even though that's not even remotely what we're trying to farm right now. We're doing so good on their luck. There's so many random mechanics now. You can get a gnome in a battle. You can get like a merchant or some other new mechanic they just had to dispatch in a battle. You can end up getting battle crashers when they're relevant, or those crown things, which are also basically just battle crashers. Gosh, what else is there? There's I feel like I'm forgetting a mechanic. There's so many just random ones now. They just keep occurring every battle. So many layers of random stuff. And it gives a little bit of variety. When you back out of offer, it does ask you if you want to go back out. So there's a double click. Okay. I just keep mashing on it. I could have sworn you were able to skip angels earlier, though. Because when I was mash clicking, it seemed like it had an option to skip just like anything else. I'm not sure why you would ever want to. Oh yeah, Horde Mimic as well. True. A lot of random ones. Yeah, the Horde Mimic was actually added a year ago. That was added, it hasn't even been a year mark, which is surprising. It feels like it's been around for years, but it hasn't even been one full year yet. Mimics were added March of last year. It's not even been 1 year. It was added like mid-March last year. We're not even at 1 year of Mimics yet. So we will be in a couple weeks. Have you played the new faction yet? There is no new faction. Wait, what? New faction? Wait, I'm so confused. You mean the current faction event? Because no, we haven't done that yet. That's not a new faction, though. New faction doesn't come out till a couple weeks from now. Unless they accidentally added one. Right, there's no new faction. Unless they accidentally added it. Oh, you meant the kingdom. Oh yeah, we already went through everything on the kingdom. We did the quest line. We haven't done the challenges for it yet, but, you know, those are pretty repetitive. We just can clear through them pretty quickly. But yeah, we read through this storyline last night. I did everything with that. Unfortunately, there's not many troops to really use from the New Kingdom. It doesn't even really feel like the New Kingdom is released yet. Because we don't have the really good mythic that's coming in soon from it. We don't have the faction yet, which is coming in a couple weeks for it. We don't have the hero class, which isn't out till this Friday. There's so many things that are like vital for the kingdom that are just like slowly coming out the next 5 weeks. And about 5 weeks from now, it'll feel like the kingdom has released. It just is slowly being dripped out over time, rather than all at once, which kind of makes sense. Otherwise, that'd be kind of too much to do in 1 week. Especially since they also had a patch today. But slowly over the next 5 weeks, we'll have it all. What do you think of the new choose option? I like it a lot. It finally fixes the issue with Gems of War where you can only have 4 casts on your team. and now theoretically allows you to have up to 8 different casts. So far, we haven't gotten too many good options for it. I would say the strongest options are the weapon on the paid side of the Kingdom Pass, as well as the Legend from the Kingdom. The next best option that we're going to be getting is the Mythic that's going to be coming out at the beginning of next month, the first Friday of next month, which is, I believe, the 3rd? Yeah, March 3rd is when we get like the first truly good choice mechanic troop. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how that pans out. But yeah, choice mechanic, very strong mechanic. Depending on how many strong options they make, it could literally take over the meta, where almost every team runs like multiple of them, as it has potential to be ridiculously strong, especially if they ever add like empower choices and stuff like that. Then we're really getting into interesting territory. But I don't know, I really like the mechanic. It's something that the community for Gems of War has kind of advocated for like years upon years, here and there, that they never bothered implementing, that they finally ends up getting around to, so that's nice. It's been a mechanic that's been asked for a while due to how many RNG related troops that they would keep putting like triple options on, just give us a way to like choose between 2 different options, and they finally did it. So that's nice. Yeah, I really enjoy the mechanic. I just haven't really added to anything too good, so I haven't really been using it much yet. But obviously that will change in time. We have very few things from the kingdom. There's like what, 6 troops? Not even, somewhere's around there. Won't really fully know until we obviously have way more options. Also, I'm curious to see if things outside the kingdom start to get the mechanic, as currently everything just seems to be associated to the faction and the kingdom, whereas we don't really know if other things are going to start getting it into the future. Also, hello, Jonathan. Welcome, welcome. If anyone else has any other questions, anything you want me to go over, let me know. I think we're going to keep farming until we find a daemon, hand out a redeem code when we find that daemon, and then go clear out our standard dailies. Also, at this point, I might just skip the faction event today. Just 2 orbs and a Volkey. Might skip it. He's got your first genie, nice. I feel like I'm finding way more genies than I am than daemons. We're at like 9 genies and 4 daemons or something. And I think they're weighted evenly too, so we're just getting unlucky. After 3 hours, you finally found an angel? Nice. The offer was 10 food or 500 souls. Was it really that bad? Oh no. I have not seen any angel have that bad of an offer yet. Do I want stones? Oh, also, this was the one I was referring to earlier. White pet food actually is not worth it compared to the colored pet food. You can still get it if you really wanted to, but the colored pet food is actually better value. Okay, I'm going to skip this merchant. I think I'm going to try to only buy green and purple deeds, just so I'm not buying as many deeds. Just buy the ones that are only super good. This will keep me from overspending, while also getting ones that are more valuable, just in general. What's the best home kingdom? It is Whitehelm. The main reason why Whitehelm is the best home kingdom is the only thing that home kingdom does, as far as like loot or anything, is it doubles what your tribute is, and the best tribute in the game based on its ratio is glory, and the kingdom that gives you pure glory is Whitehelm. So in almost every situation, Whitehelm is the best kingdom to ever set, assuming that you have pretty even kingdoms. There are some situations where if you have one kingdom greatly leveled compared to Whitehelm, it could be better. But assuming most of your kingdoms are evenly leveled, Whitehelm is always your best kingdom, due to it having a pure tribute, a pure glory tribute, which is the best of the 3 resources relative to the ratio of how many they earn from the tribute. It doesn't make that huge a difference, but it ends up making a difference of like a couple extra 100 glory per week, which, you know, that adds up over time. Also depends how much you take your tribute as well. It can definitely add up to be hundreds of glory per week. What's the best kingdom for gold? Kazale. Kazale is a pure gold kingdom. Kedar is pure souls. Kazale is pure gold, and Whitehelm is pure glory. So if you're ever looking to maximize on one of those three, kind of do it that way. It doesn't make that huge a difference, but you would get slightly more over time that way. Relative to the ratio of how much they give, Glory's the best one, Soul's the second best, and Gold is oddly enough the worst. But you can still set it if you really want more gold, though. It's just relative to the rate at which you could accumulate it, relative to how much you get from the tribute. Glory tends to be the best and Gold the worst one. But you can still set it to Gold if you want, as it makes it a little bit easier to hit gold requirements for guilds, as well as just have more gold to use on things in general, like the new mechanic they added. So Gold might actually be better than Souls these days, because honestly, later in the game, you start to run out of things to use Souls on. Especially now that you can use orbs on Mythics. Because one interesting byproduct of them adding those Glory orbs that you can use to upgrade Mythics is one interesting material is not actually consumed. Obviously, the most notable one is metals. Like, obviously, you don't end up needing those Nisha metals anymore for the first level, or for some of those higher levels as well. However, one other thing it saves you on is souls. Using a Medal of Glory does not cost you any souls, whereas normally the max of Mythic would cost you 60,000 souls. So it actually saves you a lot of souls too. Which isn't as relevant, but definitely a lot of soul saving to be had from them. Do merchants drop only appear in actual delves? Oh no, it said delves on the patch notes, so I'm not sure everywhere where it means. I assume factions and every parameter also count. Like, I assume the faction event counts. I assume doing a delve in a delve counts, stuff like that. I haven't actually tested it yet because I've just been doing it completely off of Explorer, which is the main location where they reside. But yeah, has anyone actually gotten the offers from doing the daily, not the daily delve, but the faction event that's currently going on? Based on the patch notes, I assume it would still occur, but I haven't actually done it yet to know. So I'm not sure. And I might even just be skipping it today just to farm these a little bit more. Which wouldn't be the first time we skip a Tuesday faction. They're really good value, but they're not so good value that you don't feel bad skipping them. Especially with how much you can just get from doing Vault event for a little bit longer. Given how broken Vault keys are. Or more so Palooza with how many you can get of them. You've been doing delves since the update and still nothing? Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, maybe it doesn't occur during delve events, only during your 3 daily delves or the delves that you buy extra with gems. That's interesting. So yeah, you'd basically only do it in Explorer then if that's the case. Because as far as free battles, you would only get 24 possible battles then in Underworld per day. Because you get 3 free delves. And if you use all 3 of those, you could do 8 rooms that aren't the final room, which will give you 24 15% chances per day to get it from Underworld. Unless you buy more with gems, which generally you wouldn't do. But some people might. It's worth doing it once if you're going to buy extra. So you can do 6 battles per day instead of 3. Hey, finally! We did it! Okay, we finished the update. At least as far as achievements are concerned. There it is. You know what? We'll even take his buff, because why not? He was the guy who got us the 5th. But there we go. Finally did it. And now if we go back, let's see. That should once again be 100% achievements, all 117. There we go. And yep, there it is. Alright, we have now completed the new patch. And it took us, what, 2 hours? Yeah, basically 2 hours. I did a little bit before the stream, which like slightly counts, slightly doesn't count. But it took us like roughly 2 hours to finish it all then. Oh, not too bad. Ah, there we go. And obviously we can still farm that more into the future, and obviously we'll be pretty much every single day whenever we're in Explore, which is most days. Because now every time we go to Explore, we'll have a slight chance of getting these little guys. Mostly the Merchant and Angel, of course. Those are the only 2 we're really looking for. Anyways, let me go hand out a code. I said once we hit it, we do. And we got Tribute. And let me go clear out the other dailies then. But here you guys go. Here's our 3rd redeem code, as well as probably the final one we'll hand out for now. Till tomorrow nights, and every other night. But there you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, let's go take out the other dailies. So, obviously we're done with crowns. We're way beyond that. We had that done like the first 10 minutes. Hey, more deed books. Or not deed books, but material to put towards it. Alright, let's clear this out with Phoenicia real quick. And then we'll go clear out our dungeon and see if we can get anything lucky there. And I think we might call it a wrap after that. If there's anything else you guys want me to go over, anything else related to the patch, any other things, let me know. Otherwise, after that, I think we'll call it for now. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on the patch, I definitely like it. My biggest concern with it is it will definitely make farming a little bit slower. I think the biggest implication it will have is farming versus is going to be slower. Even though we got really lucky and found 2 of the verse we actually needed this stream, it is generally going to make the accumulation of verses ever so slightly slower, which does mean it is a slight nerf to Palooza indirectly. They do not occur during Palooza. However, they do occur when you're trying to find verses to do Palooza, meaning they do still theoretically reduce the rates of you getting Paloozas. So it is still indirectly a slight nerf to Palooza, but they do not actually occur during the Palooza itself. So you don't have to worry about using a 15-minute Palooza and constantly having to mash out of menus. They just don't occur during that. But they do occur when you're trying to farm the verses themselves to get into the Palooza. So they can still slow you down slightly from that. That's like my only really big concern with it. We won't really know until March 3rd when we actually get to mess with it firsthand, how annoying that might be. I don't feel like it's going to get in the way that much, but I feel like for some people it might feel like it does. Because you are killing, like, 10 seconds per battle, 15 seconds per battle, whatever team you happen to be using around that time frame. And to have a menu that wastes like 2-3 seconds every several battles could get a little annoying over time. I'm trying to farm for versus. It shouldn't make that big of an impact, though. One down, 2 to go. Also, what is the buff we got? 20% extra life. We don't really need that, but I guess I'll make sure they don't die, if nothing else. You opened for dragon eggs today and got 3 yellow dragons. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Should we go open a dragon egg? We should go open one of our dragon eggs. I was wondering if this patch would have something that would make it a little bit easier, and since it doesn't, I think we might just open our eggs now and see if we can finally get brown dragon. Because we know next patch is going to be a little while away from now, so even if they do something in that patch that ends up making it easier, then, oh, there's new mechanics for Puzzle Quest 3, is it really? That's funny. I wouldn't be surprised if they start trying to bring some of those mechanics from it. Some Puzzle Quest 3 mechanics are really bad, some are actually good. But more of them are bad than good. But we'll see. This mechanic I don't hate, though. This new, like, merchant mechanic thing. I can see some people definitely not liking it, though. Oh, no, it gives some variety to do an Explore. Which I was already finding Explore to be a little stale, so to have more variety in it's kind of nice. Just to switch up the extremely repetitive nature of just obliterating everything in one shot. There we go. Okay, I was about to go check something, too, and I already forgot what it was now. It was really... Oh, yeah, I was going to go open a dragon egg. You know what? Let's open some dragon eggs. They haven't done anything to make it easier to get them this patch. So, given that it's going to be at least a couple months before we get, like, another major patch, and even that patch might not have anything in it to make it easier, let's go open some eggs and see if we can finally get lucky on brown tonight. And make this the night we finally get it. Also, where on earth are eggs? Okay. We have 4 eggs currently. Let's test our luck. Egg number 1. Fail. Egg number 2. Fail. We're looking for brown. Egg number 3. Fail. You know what? We're just going for the final one already. Egg number 4. Please. No! Gosh, you know how dry we are on these eggs? Where are we on eggs right now? Oh, no. Let's see. Unowned. Or actually, let me just type in show all. Gem S. Oh, no, not that way. The S needs to be there. So we have 4 purple, 5 green, 5 red, 6 blue, 6 yellow, 0 brown. How? Are they even weighted evenly? I have over 4 of every other dragon. Well, other than Diamantia, because, you know, obviously you need the brown one first. I have over 4 of every dragon except the one we need. Oh, that hurts. Eventually, at some point, we will get him. But yeah, we are like 4 times over odds then, right? Basically. We're 4 times over odds on getting brown dragon. And we can't get Diamantia until then. And even once we get brown dragon, I still won't have the resources to because we spent so many on eggs. We're so far away. You have 0 blue? Gosh. Yeah, oh no, there's just always that one elusive one. Kind of unfortunate. Alright, let's go kill a few more of these, I guess. Then we'll call it a wrap. You finally got your last dragon? Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be like the last person to get the Diamantia. Like, out of any person who's been buying the diamonds every single day, I might be, like, literally the last person who gets it. Because literally every day you could possibly get the resource, I have gotten it. And we are going to be able to save so many gems once we finally get it. Yeah, we're being so unlucky on it. I'm almost about to ask the devs at this point, like, hey, we make content on the game. Could we, like, get one brown copy of the thing so we can go, like, eventually get this thing already? I'm almost about to, like, hit up Kafka and be like, hey, could we just get one? I'm pretty sure she would say no, but there's a non-zero chance she would say yes. Just so we could finally go and cover it already. Because I've been really wanting to cover double Diamantia teams, and just Diamantia teams in general. It's a really good meta troop, but we've just gotten so dry on getting Brown Dragon. No mooching to them. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to end it here for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. I will be doing a midday stream tomorrow, where we'll just be doing Old School RuneScape, just kind of messing around with that. I will also try to get a video out just kind of summarizing what happened with this patch, which is not that much. But obviously, just mostly explaining the new merchant mechanic, as it's really pretty much all that happened this patch, other than those like 4 troops that got added, which are still not in drop table. They're not going to be in drop table until Monday, so it's more of like a Monday thing. That's not even related to this current patch technically. But yeah, we'll cover a little mini video just kind of summarizing everything. And aside from that, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night with the same thing as always. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow, as we are every night. And yeah, we'll go from there. Enjoy your week, everyone. Best of luck with the new events and the new merchant. And hopefully you'll be blessed with many angels. I'll get you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.